Hey VC, you know what time it is? It's time to get zonked. Yeah, that's right. It's the Zonkman here. We're getting zonked. What are we drinking? Seagram's Calypso Colada. Yeah, I don't know. That's one of Mrs. Zonkman's. I call them whiny beers. Yeah, it saves you a trip to the store. So cheers. Let's start off with what we're listening to. I don't know how loud that is. Doing some experimentation, but you are listening to All Them Witches. Dying Surfer meets his maker. Killer. Zonkman's wheelhouse. Stoner rock. Yeah. So what is the Zonkman here? The Zonkman is here to tell you about his Noble Records Hall. So if you're not, didn't know, Zonkman's in North Carolina, in like the, we call it the Triad. Winston-Salem, High Point, Greensboro area. Noble Records is down in, let me turn this down just a little bit. Yeah, you're probably like, oh, we can't hear it now. So Noble Records is down in Charlotte area, we'll just call it that. But it's Matthews, North Carolina. It's probably only like an hour and 35, 40 minutes away, something like that. So finally made it down to the store. Before, I'd only done a pop-up before Dylan opened the store. I know y'all should be familiar with Noble Records in the VC, and Dylan posts a lot of videos in the VC. I'm sure everybody watching my channel is familiar with that. So I finally made it down there. Take Mrs. Zonkman with me down there. We're going to on an excursion to get some records. This was for one of his Saturday drops. So there was some anticipation there. We're rolling up. It's real convenient too. I mean, it is literally like right off of the bypass that goes around Charlotte. I mean, you can see the major interstate right pretty much from his store. So super convenient, super easy to get to. If you're thinking about going, go, pull the trigger, do whatever it takes to get down there. I shouldn't have waited so long. So, and yeah, I waited from the time he did a pop-up, which would have been before October 19. So I think it was September 2019 when he did his last pop-up before he opened the store, something like that. So we're pulling up, and I'm like, oh man, there's some vehicles out front, but I expected there to be a line. There wasn't really a line in front of the place. It was cold. It was like 35 degrees or something like that, which is like even way cold for southern North Carolina. In the Carolinas, that's kind of chilly. So it seems like right when we pulled up, people started getting out of their cars. So there, and it was like, then I noticed there's some chairs out front, so there was already a line formed. But these cats have gotten in their car to warm back up or whatever. So this is still like 30 minutes before he opens. So, and then it seems like everybody pours out of their car. So it's like, oh man, I got to get in line. I don't even remember exactly where I was at. Maybe like somewhere from 12th to 15th, something like that. So not too bad, but I wasn't expecting it to be like, I told Dylan, I was like, this is like record store day. As big as the line was, and people had chairs and stuff. But anyway, so I'm kind of overwhelmed, I'll be honest with you. 10 o'clock, boom, he opens the doors, and everybody rushes to the used new arrival section, which is really, I think there's 4, he shows them in his videos, there might be four sections, and there was only 3 people in front of there, and it literally lines up instantly. And the Zonkman didn't get in line. I don't know for what reason. I said, screw it, there was a few records I was interested in that are probably going to get gone right away, and they're going to be gone. So let me just start checking out some other stuff. And I didn't realize that he has a secondary new arrivals area where some other people were also lining up at. So anyway, you know, I'll try to speed this up as quick as I am. I haven't showed the record yet. I'm digging, and the music that's playing is the Zonkman's wheelhouse. So my first experience in Noble Records, I didn't buy this there, I already had this. Caius, Welcome to Sky Valley. And he's playing this. Dylan, some other stores that are actually from the VC have just recently got reissues of Caius in. And they're kind of more expensive than just what the Zonkman paid for this, which is also a reissue. So I'm listening to Space Cadet, digging through records at Noble Records. So that's kind of killer. So I just wanted to mention that. We'll fast forward. Somebody goes to put a record back up on the Holy Moly wall that he has there. And I'm like, hey, you're not getting that? He's like, well. I was like, is there something wrong with the record? And he's like, no, I just don't think I want to get it for that price. So, of course, the gentleman was putting Badlands back up on the Holy Moly wall. And if you guys aren't familiar, this is 1989, so it's kind of rare. There's not a whole lot of vinyl pressings. And this was not any kind of, this was not a club issued. This was just a regular issued pressing. You know, barcode and available cassette and CD, which sometimes Columbia House will have it on there and sometimes it won't. It just depends on the record. But anyway, I'm like, I'm scooping that up. I can think about whether I want to pay that much for it or not too, which is really not that expensive. If you weigh it out, it really wasn't that expensive. Considering on eBay, you are going to probably, you might find a buy it now for about $90, and the lowest price on Discogs for an American seller was like $100 and some dollars. It was like $125 or $115 or something like that. So way cheaper, way worth it. So boom, I'm like, okay, I'm excited. All right, Badlands. I was like, maybe I need to get over there in that line and just go ahead and go through the records and see what's over there, what's left. But before I do, somebody was like, hey, can you get that off of the, was trying to get another record off of the Holy Moly wall. And I look, and I'm like, hey, Dave, Local Bandography. So I got to meet up with Dave from Local Bandography. If you're not familiar with his channel, you need to go check him out. He's, of course, there in the Charlotte area, and he's always going to Noble Records and all the other surrounding record stores or whatever. So it was cool to meet Dave, got to talk to Dave. Shoot, I think we talked a good 10 minutes or whatever, and I felt like I was holding him up from digging some records, but he said he was really only there for 2 different records and he was having to make a choice. Nothing related to the drop for that Saturday. He just knew there was a couple records that Dylan had, so he'd come over there. And he even said, he's like, this place is crazy. I've never seen it this crazy before in here. And so anyway, we got to talk to Dave. That was awesome. Dave, it was awesome to get to meet you, talk to you a little bit. I'll have to do it again. Maybe I'll, send a message when I'm getting ready to come down the next time. Same for Chris, Tunes at the Man Cave. I don't know if you're watching this video or not, but we'll try to see if you guys are available the next time and try to meet up again at Noble. So what else I got? I didn't get much, but I'll go ahead and show those kind of quick. There were some German pressing Doors comps. Not real exciting stuff, but stuff that I'm not going to be able to get anywhere else. And so it was cool. I'm a huge Doors fan, so I had to pick up the Doors. And this was actually, I'm showing volume 2 first, and then also volume 1. These were German press, German only Doors comps from early to mid, or 73, 1973. And the other one might have came out in 74, a year after or something like that. So I got those. Those were cool. And then last thing I got there was, I went specifically, was going to look for a copy of this. Randy Holden, Population 2. Of course, Dylan has sold a bunch of these 2020 reissues. Several different color variants. All of them are signed and numbered by Randy. Excuse me. Well, let's take a little beverage. A little beverage break. That's never a bad thing, right? So, killer stoked to get this. Randy Holden, Population 2. It's another one I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. Dylan kind of in part helping get this thing pressed, and of course he sold a bunch of his store. Dug through, found a copy, and then I'm like, I'm done. That's it. I'm done. I'll show the color variant. I don't even know what color this is. It's like a dirty beer color or something. I don't even know what color that is. Kick-ass record though. It's all guitar, drums, wah-wah. Really cool, killer stuff. So that's all I wanted to do. Just get on here. Talk about meeting Dave, local bandography at Noble Records. Dylan, thank you very much. VC, stay safe out there. Cheers and peace. Let's stop this thing.